The truth about spiritual awakenings is that it's a rewiring of your entire belief system, your entire perception of reality, and your entire relationship with yourself. And something that really I wish I had when I was a little girl and I was having my first spiritual awakening was the reminder that it is time during this time to rediscover myself, to rediscover how I relate to the world, how I want to engage with the world, what beliefs I hold, what beliefs make me cringe, what makes me afraid, what makes me faithful, and allow myself to have that time to process. And I always used to think that, you had to believe certain things were true about the universe or certain things were true about reality, when as I grew older, I realized that it's all just choices, and that is the beauty of religious freedom and why I stand so strongly for religious freedom. And it's another reason why within the Hatchling Clan Discord server, we champion everyone deserves dragons, because it doesn't matter what you believe, whether you're atheist or Christian or pagan or Muslim or Jewish or anything really. Like, it doesn't matter what you believe, like, you can work with dragons. And it's the same thing when it comes to spirituality. I know a lot of people might not agree, but you can be atheist and spiritual, you can be Muslim and spiritual, you can be Christian or Jewish and spiritual, you can be pagan and witchy and spiritual, and you can also be all of those things and not spiritual at the same time. The difference between a spiritual awakening and just another religion is it's an internal process. It's not something that is involved with community. It's something that happens very much alone, very much a solo journey that ultimately only you are going to understand. And each spiritual awakening that you will experience, as when you have one spiritual awakening, you're likely going to have many, right? And it's a cyclical process. This is also something that I wish I knew when I was first, having my spiritual awakenings, when I was like in my late teens and like early teens and like early adulthood, is that I wish that I knew it was going to be a regular process. The more that I learned, the more that I studied, the more that I delved into certain crafts like alchemy and dragon mythology and the occult, the more that I really like immersed myself in that, that's when I realized, I'm gonna keep having these like regular awakenings where the more I accumulate, certain information, that's when I'm gonna have more aha moments, right? And this is something that I want to remind everyone is something that happens for the rest of your life, especially if you're one who is a seeker, if you're somebody who's looking for the truth and studying the unseen and curious about, the spiritual experience. This is something that is so unique to being a human being. And I just couldn't even imagine what it's like to be a human being who doesn't care about their spiritual journey, or who doesn't care about, a spiritual connection with themselves that, like, in my opinion, makes the human experience so shallow and narrow and dull and colorless. Like, the most important part of my life is my spiritual journey. And this is something that I tell, not only my students, but people in my real life, and I've said it on my channel before, is that I reserve the right to always change my spiritual practice, to always change my mind when new information is presented to me, to always keep an open mind about what is true and what could be provably false, things that are positive and negative and kind of objectively neutral, right? This is something that you always got to keep in mind when you're on your spiritual journey, or you're going to pigeonhole yourself into more of a dogmatic type of thinking, right? Like, if you don't always have like an open mind about you, a curious type of mindset, wanting to learn, wanting to wonder, wanting to explore, you're going to inhibit your ability to grow and learn and change upon your journey. See, the point of a spiritual awakening is reminding yourself not only who you are, but unlearning everything that you were taught to believe, unlearning who you thought you were supposed to be, unlearning the conditionings upon you and your existence that no longer benefit you, that no longer serve you, that sincerely hinder you in your happiness. And many people say that, a spiritual awakening is really overwhelming. And while I do agree, and while I do agree to a certain extent that it can be very depressing, it can really be very isolating and lonely. One thing that I do want to emphasize when it comes to a spiritual awakening is how there's so much room for potential, there's so much room for growth, there's so much room for opportunity in this journey. It's not just an event that happens, it's something that is a trajectory shift within your lifetime, and something that should be honored more in the moment. I think, you know, people are like, oh, like I'm on my spiritual awakening, or I had my spiritual awakening, and they say it in a way where it's like something to check off your list, and something that makes me so sad, you know, to see as technology develops and as, you know, short form content takes over, and how we learn about spirituality, how we learn about witchcraft, how we learn about religion and all of these things, is that there is this lack of desire to learn and immerse yourself in the present moment. It seems that there is a huge rush to be having the next like trendy thought, if you will, to having the next big idea, is kind of the feeling that it seems, instead of truly this desire to take the time to study and understand and cultivate what really a spiritual awakening could be and what it could mean for you, right? And I know in my personal experience, like within the last like 5 to 7 years, especially since, you know, like COVID time happened, the spirituality, like religious and like witchy spaces have taken a really huge shift into being quicker and wanting to advance faster, and a lack of respect for experience and knowledge and wisdom and time invested. And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of the community that very much appreciates that type of wisdom and that type of learning, but I have found, unfortunately, that it has become less of a focus, less of something that people value over time. And I just could only call you to return to your own journey and to return to your own, you know, practice and advancement. And what they don't really tell you about a spiritual awakening is that if you're having one and you don't have an elder and you don't have a community and you don't have somebody who you can go to confide in for that experience, it's going to cause a lot more distress than it really should in terms of what a spiritual awakening entails, because it really just depends on the support system that you have. Because if you are going through a spiritual awakening and you can relate to people around you, you have elders that you can go to, and, you know, close loved ones that you can confide in and understand you about that experience, chances are spiritual awakening is actually going to be a very socially integral. It's basically going to be an experience that integrates you into your social community, right? It's going to be something that connects you to your community, that makes you feel very much within kinship, if you will. It won't be an isolating experience. It'll be very much a positive and enriching and integrating process for you. But for those of you guys who are out there having spiritual awakenings and you don't have that support system and you don't have that community, a spiritual awakening can be extremely detrimental to your mental health. It can be extraordinarily isolating, and some people, they will have experiences where their, you know, psyche kind of just fractures or cracks, and sometimes people take a really long time to recover. And depending on where they're having their spiritual awakening, what kind of information they're processing in that experience, you're going to unfortunately find a lot of people seeking actual professional help after that, just because of a lack of support system during that process. And this is something that I also really want to heavily emphasize, is that if you are going through a spiritual awakening and you do feel like you don't have that support system, you don't have, you know, that community to really understand you, you don't have those, you know, close friends or close connections that you can confide in for that experience, I definitely welcome you to join the Hatchling Clan Discord server. It is a community that is free for you to join, full of people from all walks of life to study not only the magic of dragons, but to explore their own spiritual practice and study world religions and of course, it's because everyone deserves dragons, right? That's kind of the main thing that we're studying over there together. But I want you to know that you're not alone, and that the truth about the real core, hard fucking truth about a spiritual awakening is that humans are meant to have these spiritual awakenings, to come to awareness as a coming of age, to take that step from being a, dependent part of a social group and being more of a contributing member of the group, one who can be looked up to, one who the younger members can go to for guidance and seek their wisdom. Humans are very naturally wired to have knowledge and wisdom and contemplation about reality, about our awareness. Our brains are way too big for our bodies. So we kind of are constantly in this state of wondering, right? At least when we're truly in tune with the nature of what it means to be a human being. It's so important to really tap into that and to allow this process to unfold. And that's kind of like the last thing I wanted to share in terms of just like the truth that they don't tell you about a spiritual awakening, right? Is that when it comes to this spiritual awakening, when it comes to this process, the best thing that I could ever recommend for you is to find something that you trust, something that you can lean on. And for me in particular, that looked like God and goddess and dragons and magic and the mythical realms, right? Like fairies and unicorns and mermaids and phoenixes and all of that, right? But some people, it's their guardian angels. For some people, it's their ancestors. For some people, it's saints. For some people, it's whatever, right? And it doesn't matter if you're like Christian or Muslim or Jewish too. Like, you can also have a spiritual awakening. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really talk about, especially in religious spaces, is that people are constantly having spiritual awakenings, and many people, when they do get overwhelmed with that spiritual awakening, they will run to a very stereotypical version of religion, a very patriarchal version of religion, one that's very, I guess you could say status quo, right? But many people who are in religious practices or who identify with certain mainstream religions, they're constantly going through a deconstruction process of those religions to separate the true, almost exoteric wisdom in these practices versus the exoteric purpose of these religions, right? And this can also be a very isolating experience within the community as well. So it's something that I think is not talked about enough, is something that we really need to be careful and wary about when it comes to our own mental health, in terms of having that spiritual awakening and having that space in order to talk about all the questions that we have, because that's really truly the final thing, is not having a space to ask your questions, not having, a place to go to get this wisdom answered. And then people wonder why so many people are leaning on things like AI to answer these questions. Well, it's because there's a lack of human connection, there's a lack of human community, there's a lack of these networks within social structures that are open-minded enough to even, hold space for some of these questions that are uncomfortable, that are really heavy, that can be really, crushing for some people's hearts and souls and spirits and psyches. It's really something that breaks my heart to see, and something that we really actively try to cultivate a space to remedy within the Hatchling Clan Discord. And I couldn't thank you guys enough for joining the space and the server. I can't even believe it. We're over 1,000 members, having so much fun, just hanging out, chatting, and exploring the dragons and spirituality and religion together. It's honestly been such a healing space for all of us, and it's super chill and relaxed, and we work really hard to keep a drama-free space because it's just not conducive to anyone's growth, to have just constant conflict. And we really focus on coexisting, and we welcome people of all walks of life to join us. It doesn't matter what you believe, you're welcome, as long as you can, be respectful of other people's religions and other people's perspectives that may be different than your own, right? Because we all have a different idea of what that means. And that also goes to show you, everyone's spiritual awakening is different. Everyone's truth is different, and that's the beauty of it, right? It's so important to remember to cultivate your own truth, your own ideology, your own theology, if you will, and remind yourself what actually resonates with you, and remind yourself what doesn't resonate with you and why it's harmful, and do the research to, you know, see why something is harmful or why something is helpful because of science and psychology and third-party peer reviews, and backing it up with multiple sources, and doing your best to take your time to cultivate your knowledge and your understanding, because that is the purpose of a spiritual journey, is to grow and document that practice and learn and be a student until the day that you die. It's about discovering joyfully and remembering that the more you learn, the less you know, and that is what a spiritual awakening is. And I really hope that you have just so much luck and so much joy along your journey and your spiritual, you know, journey, or your religious journey, or just whatever kind of seeker journey you're on. It really doesn't matter, even if you don't use labels, right? I wish you nothing but the best, and definitely, if you've made it this far in the video, leave a comment of Pine Tree Dragon. Shout out to the Pine Tree Dragons if you have made it this far. But we can't wait to see you in the Hatchling Clan Discord, and thank you so much for tuning in today, because without you guys hanging out with me, I would just be talking to like nothing. So it's so much fun being able to share this journey with you guys, and it is truly the honor and the privilege of my lifetime. So I will definitely see you very soon, but until next time, stay geeky chicken for Riki, little hatchlings. Allah Hafiz, blessed be, and Amin. And please follow me so we don't get lost.